So in this question, we're given this binary operation, which is defined by this expression, and we need to figure out which of these choices is false. So I'll start with A, and I'm going to use an algebraic approach, and I'll show you also how to use numbers later. So in choice A, x star y, if I apply that here, that would be x star y. And then y star x, it just means I swap the variables wherever y becomes the x now. And you will see that both of these expressions are identical because it's just this order of multiplication that's changed. So we know A is out. B, this would be our x and this is our y. So we just use that to apply, and we're going to get x plus 1 times y plus z plus 1 minus 1. And we need to check, is that equal to this sum, which would be x plus 1, y plus 1 minus 1 plus x plus 1, z plus 1 minus 1. So what I'm going to do is to write this as x plus 1 times y plus z. You will see why, meaning I'm multiplying it in this fashion, because I'm going to create that term here as well. If you notice, if you multiply, this would be x plus 1 times y plus x plus 1 minus 1, and then same thing here. These are kind of some standard distributions. And you'll notice that this and this is equal to that. So all we need to check is that equal to what's remaining. And you'll see the ones drop out. This is 2x here, whereas you have only x here. So they're clearly not the same. So the answer is B. Now we're going to do the remaining ones as well. I'll go to C. So that would become, so this is our x, this is our y. So this is x minus 1 plus 1. X plus 1 plus 1 minus 1, and the question is that equal to x plus 1 times x plus 1 minus 1, and then don't forget this minus 1, because this minus 1 is coming from that operation. So there's 2. So this becomes x times x plus 2 minus 1, and this is x plus 1 squared, which is x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 2. This is where knowing the identities helps. Is that equal to that? Yeah, because that would become x squared plus 2x minus 1. So C is also out. D, x star 0. This one looks a little bit easier. So that would be x plus 1, and then y becomes 0. Is that equal to x? We don't have to do any operation on this side. So this is x plus 1 times 1, which is x plus 1 minus 1, which is indeed x. So they are equal. So that's also out. And then finally, E, we have to first find y star z, which would be y plus 1, z plus 1 minus 1. And then we're doing x star this. So that this becomes our whole y. So that's going to become x plus 1 times y plus 1 z plus 1 minus 1. And then I have a plus 1 and then minus 1. So these two would drop out. I would get x plus 1, y plus 1. I really don't want to be multiplying this out, so I'm hoping it would simplify. And then this would be, I'll start with x star y, which would be, of course, I have to be careful. When you're doing this, it's possible to make algebraic mistakes. Since I know B is the answer, and then if E also works out to be not equal, then I know that I've made a mistake somewhere. So those are things that happen in the exam. So that x star y would be y plus 1 minus 1, and that becomes your x. And we have to do that operation again. X plus 1, y plus 1, minus 1, plus 1, and then z plus 1 minus 1. You can see it's kind of becoming a mess, but fortunately it is coming out clean, and I don't have to multiply these two because these two are identical. So E is also out. So to recap, the answer is B. If you're doing it with numbers, what you'll have to do is to, let's say you pick x equal to 3, y equal to 2, and then what you're going to do is to check is 3 star 2 equal to 2 star 3. So that would be 3 plus 1. Essentially, you'll be computing, and you're checking, is that equal to 2 plus 1 times 3 plus 1 minus 1. And you'll see these would be equal, because this would be 11. This would be 3 times 4, 12 minus 1, 11. And so you'd have to do that with picking values for x and y. You may have to, if you find two choices work, you may have to pick a different set of examples to make sure you can differentiate with the example between those two choices. But usually I take the algebraic approach. It's just cleaner. And in this case, the answer is choice B.